Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating, an organization that's looking at shopping and giving back in a totally new way. Okay, let's unpack this one. We're doing a deep dive into X Foundation. They're a New Zealand charitable trust. And, well, they're trying to shake up fundraising by challenging the economic models we're used to. And just so you know where we're getting this from, our sources today are straight from X Foundation's own About Us info. So it's like getting an inside look at their mission, how they work.
Yeah, and what really jumps out, I think, is how they're weaving together e-commerce, online shopping
Yeah.
with actual community support. It's quite a clever blend. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Can the things we buy every day genuinely lead to real, lasting social change? That's kind of the big question they're posing.
Absolutely. And that's what we want to figure out for you today. We're going to explore exactly how X Foundation operates, what makes their approach, well, different, maybe even disruptive, and crucially, how does this actually help local communities, turning a simple click to buy something into a real positive action. So let's get started. Okay, first things first, for someone who hasn't heard of them, what is X Foundation? Like, what's their official status and goal?
Right. So X Foundation is officially a registered New Zealand charitable trust. Their registration number is CC51134, so it's all above board. They started back in 2014. And their stated mission, let me check the exact words, is to harness technology and smart supply chain solutions to help raise funds for impactful community causes across Aotearoa.
Aotearoa, so specifically New Zealand right now.
Exactly. That's key. Their focus is entirely within New Zealand currently. They do sort of hint that international options might come later, but for now, it's very much a Kiwi initiative.
Okay, and they mention harnessing technology and smart supply chain solutions. That sounds quite sophisticated. What do we think that actually means in practice? Buzzwords fly around a lot.
That's a fair point. They don't spell out their exact tech, obviously. That's probably
Mhm.
proprietary. But smart supply chain solutions likely means things like, good logistics software, maybe using data to predict what people will buy, finding the most efficient ways to get products from A to B, maybe optimized warehousing. The point isn't just moving stuff around. It's doing it super efficiently to keep costs down. Because lower costs mean more money can actually go to the community causes, which is their whole reason for being. It sounds very data-driven.
Right, efficiency feeding the mission. Okay, that makes sense. So based on that, what's the core idea, the actual mechanism they use to achieve this fundraising goal?
Well, at its core, it's based on what they call innovative group buying initiatives. So instead of you just buying one thing by yourself, they set it up so lots of supporters can kind of pool together to buy things in bulk. They mention a lot of these goods come directly from manufacturers overseas. The real innovation here isn't just the group buying, though, it's how the money flows. A chunk of the money from these group sales goes directly to specific community groups. So it creates this direct path from the shopper to the cause, cutting out a lot of the usual steps in retail.
That direct link sounds really key. So it seems like a win-win-win almost. Buyers get deals, the community groups get funds, and the whole thing kind of builds positive change. It feels more like a cycle than just a one-off purchase.
Precisely that. It's designed as an economic loop, not just a transaction. Your purchase fuels that cycle of support.
Okay, let's dig into that a bit more. Thinking about you, the person buying something. They have this tagline, buy together, save more, do good. How does that actually play out?
Yeah, that motto really sums up their process. Think of it like you're joining forces with others. By getting a group together, X Foundation can negotiate better deals because they're buying more volume. This collective power unlocks better prices on quality stuff, often stuff sourced directly. But here's the clever bit. The savings aren't just passed entirely to you. Some of it is, sure, you save money, but a significant part of the value they create by being efficient, by cutting out middlemen, that gets channeled straight to the community organizations.
Ah, okay. So when you buy, you're not just getting a product, you're actively triggering funding for a cause you've maybe chosen or that's linked to the purchase.
Exactly. You're sort of activating that funding stream with your purchase.
So what kind of products are we actually talking about? Is it everyday stuff or something else? And this direct sourcing, where are things coming from?
They mentioned focusing on unique, often hard-to-find products. Things maybe not in your usual shops. Could be anything really specialized. Kitchen gadgets, maybe eco-friendly items, imported goods, techie things. The direct sourcing is important. Cuts out distributors, retailers. This does mean delivery times vary, though. If it's sourced locally in NZ, you're looking at maybe 7 to 14 days to get to your pickup spot.
Okay.
But for the unique stuff sourced from offshore, it could take up to 4 weeks. They do say, the wait is worth it, presumably for the price and the uniqueness.
Right. And this is where it feels really different. This whole model group buying, direct sourcing, especially from offshore, it sounds like a direct challenge to how normal retail works. How do they put that?
Oh, they're quite explicit about it. They say their model disrupts conventional retail by removing middlemen and redistributing value. Think about a normal product journey. Wholesaler takes a cut, distributor takes a cut, retailer takes a big cut. All that markup mostly boosts profits for those companies, right?
Yeah, standard practice.
X Foundation just bypasses a lot of that. They cut those costs. But instead of just pocketing the difference or passing it all to the buyer, they deliberately redirect that value. Some saving for you, yes, but a big slice goes straight into local communities. They talk about creating a fairer, smarter, more connected economy where your spending does more than just get you stuff. It actually builds community wealth. It's a shift from just shareholder profit to stakeholder value benefiting everyone involved.
Wow, that is a different way of looking at it. So it's not just about snagging a bargain, it's this idea of being part of the movement. Like you're saying, your shopping becomes almost like a community action,
Yeah.
strengthening local groups just by buying things you might need anyway.
Exactly. It reframes the whole act of consumption. You're a participant, not just a passive consumer. You're kind of investing in your community with your choices.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. What about the organizations on the receiving end? Say a local sports team, or a school PFA, or maybe an animal shelter. How does X Foundation actually help them raise money?
It seems pretty straightforward for the groups. X Foundation partners with them directly. Once they're set up, the organization gets a unique discount code. This code is just for them and their supporters. The group then shares this code through newsletters, social media, word of mouth, whatever.
Right.
When someone buys something on the X Foundation site using that group's code, two things happen. The buyer gets a small discount, like a little thank you. And crucially, X Foundation tracks that sale back to the specific code. Then they share part of the purchase price with that organization, and they do this monthly.
Monthly. Okay. That sounds much more predictable than, say, running a sausage sizzle every few months. What are the big advantages for these groups?
Reliability is a huge one. They call it a reliable fundraising stream. Fundraising is often so stop-start and effort-intensive for small groups, right? This offers potential to raise, as they say, thousands of dollars throughout the year, just from people doing their regular shopping, basically. Less effort for potentially more consistent income. And there's a logistical benefit, too. They mention most orders are delivered in bulk to the organization or a nearby pickup hub.
Ah, bulk delivery.
Yeah, which significantly reducing delivery costs and increasing funds raised. Less spent on shipping means more goes to the actual cause. They even mentioned the pickup hub operators get a small slice, too, embedding it locally. Cuts down admin for the groups, too.
That's quite smart, tying the logistics into the fundraising efficiency. So if an organization listening is thinking, hey, this sounds good, what do they do?
Super simple, it seems. Just email X Foundation directly. The address is contact@xfoundation.io to get the ball rolling.
Okay, good to know. Now, you mentioned bulk delivery and pickup hubs. This brings us to their pickup model. Why only pickup? Why is that so central to how they operate?
It seems like a really deliberate choice. State purchases are currently available for pickup only. And there are two main reasons given. First, it's about cost. Cutting out individual home delivery saves a lot of money, which keeps the product prices lower for buyers, and, importantly, frees up more money to go to the community groups. Maximize the impact.
Makes sense financially.
But there's a second reason, which is more about community. They say the pickup model builds local connection and strengthens the link between supporters and the organizations they care about. So, instead of just getting a box from a courier, you might be picking it up from the very community group you're supporting, or a local hub. It makes the connection more real, more tangible.
Yeah, I can see that. It creates a touch point, like a mini community event almost. So where are these pickup points now, and what are the plans?
Right now, the main place listed is Christchurch. Seems that's where they're based or started strongly. But they're clear about growing. They say more pickup points are coming in 2025. And looking further ahead, by 2026, our upgraded technology will support an even wider network across New Zealand.
Upgraded technology, so maybe better systems for managing all these hubs.
Presumably, yeah. Systems to handle inventory across different spots, coordinate pickup smoothly, that kind of thing. It shows they're planning to scale this model quite significantly across the country.
That's ambitious, but important detail. Who runs these pickup points, and what do people need to know when they go to collect their order?
Good question. The sources say the locations are kindly hosted by volunteers or partner groups. So it might be the charity itself or just a friendly local volunteer. But here's the crucial part for you, the buyer. These hosts are not the people to talk to about product problems. They're just handling the handover. They're not responsible for quality or if something's wrong with your order. Any issues like that, you need to contact X Foundation directly through their main channels.
Right, clear separation of roles. Keeps things manageable for the volunteers.
Exactly. Let them focus on the pickup logistics. They even give an example, X Foundation, Christchurch 8041, code 001, and mention others are being registered. So the network is definitely growing.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you listening in? We've walked through X Foundation's rather unique setup.
Hmm.
It's a system where your shopping can directly help causes, you might get access to different kinds of products at good prices, and it's all built around this idea of local connection and, well, challenging the status quo.
Yeah, if you step back and look at the bigger picture, X Foundation is this really interesting mix of like consumer activism, smart logistics, and social impact. It definitely makes you rethink what a transaction is actually for. Is it just about getting something? Or can it be about participating in building something better, a fairer economy, as they say?
Right.
It shows how a charity can actually innovate within the market system itself, not just ask for donations outside of it. It's quite entrepreneurial, really.
Absolutely. And that leaves us and you with a final thought to chew on. What if? What if more of our everyday spending, the money we spend anyway, could be deliberately channeled like this, straight back into the communities and causes we genuinely care about? How might that change things? Not just fundraising for the local school or club, but maybe our whole relationship with buying stuff and what we expect the economy to do for us. Something
Mhm.
to think about until our next deep dive.